about the streets, about the criminal lifestyle, about what goes on in the hood. So I'm going to tell a story about what's going on right now in the streets of Richmond, Virginia, okay? Now, see, me, what I like to do is, with my kind of work, is I like to, with my kind of work, it has me interacting with a lot of guys in the street. Just, trying to motivate guys and help guys. So, and also a lot of guys who I grew up around, I still have prior relationships with them. So, a lot of my old friends and a lot of the guys who I'm trying to help, they hustle. But one guy in particular who's going to remain anonymous, and I'm going to call him A for anonymous, he's a good dude. He's about 50 years old, and he's been hustling his whole life. He's done prison time, fed time, and all that, but he's a hustler. He has a good life. He has a wife. She's a nurse. He lives in the suburbs. He has a few nice vehicles. He provides for his family. He provides for his son. And he's also a nice guy in the streets. And what I mean by that is he sells dope. He sells heroin. And the people who he deals with, the addicts, he actually looks out for them. So say, for example, a guy has a job and he gets high and he can't afford to buy it every day. He's going to give them dope for free every single day. When they get paid, they break them off. And he doesn't charge them extra or anything like that. And he gives them a deal, He has a heart. And that's an anomaly in the dope game, But I'm going to tell a story about, how his heart tends to get him into situations where people try to manipulate him. All right, so there's a guy named Bill. And Bill is a guy who gets high. He's also in his 50s. Bill knows A, because Bill buys drugs from A. But ever since this fentanyl epidemic happened, people who normally used heroin are no longer able to be fulfilled from heroin. So once you start doing fentanyl, you develop a tolerance that's so high that regular heroin cannot fix that for you. So that's what's been going on with Bill. But unbeknownst to A's been giving him stuff for free every single day. Bill might come with a pocketbook that he stole. He might come with anything that he stole from a store and bring it to him, even if it's, not valuable. And A will give him something for free. He'll give him something for free. So basically, Bill never had to pay A for drugs because A had a heart and he felt like, hey, if you're dealing with me every day, I'm going to make sure you're straight. So eventually, it got to a point where A started recognizing that Bill was bringing stuff out of his own home, pretending he was bringing items from the store. He started off bringing pocketbooks. He started bringing various items that he stole from a store, real items, valued at $20 or more. And Bill and A felt like, hey, I can use it. He would bring him toilet paper, like bundles of toilet paper, like enough toilet paper to last for 6 months. He would bring that every day because he would steal it out the store. He would steal paper towels, toilet paper, and he would bring it to A. And A would accept that because he would say, hey, you can never have enough toilet paper or paper towels. That's what, that's what it is. So he would bring things of value, but then it got to a point where he started bringing things out of his home. So he lived with his family, this guy Bill. So he would get one of his sister's old pocketbooks, for example, clean it up and pretend that he stole it from the store and tag on it. He would get a tag and put it on there. So it looks like he stole this item from the store, but in reality, he got it from his home. And he would bring that. And A recognized this. He could see that this item is something that came out of your house. This is not a new item from the store. But he just went along with it because he wants to make sure that Bill is straight. He doesn't want to see Bill getting into trouble chasing dope. That's the idea behind it. He looks out for his people because he knows that if his people don't have dope, they're going to do crimes to get the dope. So he tries to give it to them anyway so that they won't have to go to jail. And he even bonds out his addicts. If they do get locked up, he bonds them out. If they want to get clean, he'll pay for them to get clean. He'll give them Suboxone and stuff like that. So if they want to stop dealing with... So a lot of people who are clean now have a relationship with A. They're clean. They might need a couple $100s to get a motel or for their rent, and he'll give it to them. So he's a good dude. So eventually he got tired of it. And he knew what time it was. He knew that the reality was Bill was addicted to fentanyl. So he couldn't really do regular heroin anymore. So he would use his money to purchase fentanyl. And he would come to A to get the free dope. So A, he understood that. And he didn't care because he got money and he got plenty of dope. And hey, he wants to help out. But then he got to a point where he felt like he was being taken advantage of by Bill. Right? And he told Bill, you can't holler at me no more if you don't have money. So, so Bill never came back. And that's just how it goes in the streets. There are people out there who hustle. There are people out there who sell drugs who are good people. Like I said, A is one of those guys. I would say that he's a career drug dealer. You know, he's been doing it for so long. That's the best way that he knows how to make money. But he does have a semi-legitimate life. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, man. That's a tale from the street that's really going on right now. And these are the kind of stories that I see every day. And my homeboys and people who I'm trying to help get out the streets, they tell me these things. And I'm in the streets myself, so I see what's going on. And that's the reality of what's going on right now. Fentanyl is really messing up things. And even the drug dealer A told me that he noticed that a lot of people that he used to serve drugs to, they might have been in prison or jail for the last couple of years, but when they get out, they die because of fentanyl. You understand? They come back to the streets. When they were on the streets last, they were doing regular dope, but now that they've been gone for 5 years, there's nothing but fentanyl out there, and when they come home, they die the first week they come home because they're overdosing. And he was like, yo, I'm not selling fentanyl. I told, he doesn't sell fentanyl. He sells regular dope, and yeah, man, it just goes to show you that there are good people in the dope game. My whole goal is to transition them out of that, and yeah, man, that's just what's going on in the streets right now, man. You got guys like A who are trying to do minimal damage by not selling fentanyl because if he does and people start overdosing, he might get an attempted murder charge because that's what they give you if you're selling fentanyl that kills people. And two, he doesn't want to give his people that high of an addiction because fentanyl is a different addiction from heroin. It's higher. So he doesn't want his people to have that kind of a tolerance or addiction level because then they will start going to prison and jail for crimes. And he doesn't want that to happen. So, that's what it is, man. That's what's going on in the streets. Peace.